Of the Seattle Parks District Board will come to order. It is 2:02 p.m. I'm Joy Hollingsworth. I am president of the board. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Board Member Juarez.
Here.
Board Member Kettle.
Here.
Board Member Rink.
Present.
Board Member Rivera.
Present.
Board Member Saka.
Here.
Board Member Solomon.
Here.
Board Member Strauss.
Present.
Board President Hollingsworth.
Here.
8 present.
Awesome. And for the record, Council President is excused. If there is no objection, the agenda will be adopted. Hearing none, thank you, colleagues, for not objecting to the agenda. The agenda is adopted. If there is no objections, the meeting of June 24th, 2025, Seattle Park District meeting are approved. No objection. Thank you. The June 24th, 2025 Seattle Park District meeting minutes are approved. Will the clerk please affix my signature to the minutes? Thank you for affixing my signature. Will the clerk please read agenda item number 1 into the record?
Agenda item 1, Seattle Park District 2026 proposed budget for briefing and discussion.
Awesome. And would love for our parks folks to come to the table, the wonderful table. Chairs are warmed up. We made sure that we did warming of the chairs for you as well. That is not something that we have here at council, but I thought I would say that because it's been hot, cold in the building. Seat warmers. Old school is you just, after someone got up, you would just sit down in their spot, and that would be the old school seat warmer, right? Awesome, and I think we're ready to begin. Just go ahead and say your name for the record. We all know who you are, but say it again, please, and we will get started.
Good afternoon. I'm AP Diaz. I'm the superintendent of Seattle Parks and Recreation.
Michelle Finnegan, Senior Deputy Superintendent, Seattle Parks and Rec.
Karina Bull, Council Central Staff.
And Tracy Ratliff, Council Central Staff.
Well, thank you, Park District President Hollingsworth and Seattle Park District board members for having us here today. We appreciate the opportunity to provide an overview of the proposed 2026 budget. As we walk through the key changes to the MPD today, the Metropolitan Park District, I hope you will see the efforts made to address the city's general fund shortfall and overall pressures of escalating cost while aiming to preserve essential park and recreation programs and services. Our agenda today will include a quick overview of the Seattle Park District structure, and then we'll cover the key changes to the MPD in 2026 and close with a summary of the budget legislation that you'll be considering for adoption on November 21st. Before jumping in, we thought it might be a good time to provide a quick overview of the MPD governance model and respective roles involved for everyone or anyone that might be new to this. But as you know, the City Council sets funding levels and broad policy direction for Seattle Parks and Recreation. The mayor appoints department leadership and provides more specific direction within the bounds of the budget and policy set by council. Seattle Parks and Recreation owns and operates parks and recreation facilities for the residents of Seattle to further our 3 goals of healthy people, a thriving environment, and a strong community. The Park District Board, which is really the members of the City Council wearing a different hat, governs the Seattle Park District, a taxing jurisdiction that aligns with the broader City of Seattle goals and exists to support parks and recreation services within its borders. The relationship between the City of Seattle and the Park District is governed by what we call an interlocal agreement with key provisions outlined on this slide. And last but not least, the Board of Parks and Recreation Commissioners, comprised of 15 residents, provides critical public oversight and feedback of all of our operations and has specific roles for Park District planning and oversight. So let's go into the 2026 proposed budget. As SPR's budget is supported by multiple funding sources, this slide provides an overview of our overall budget with the Park District highlighted. You can see here that our 2026 proposed budget is almost $360 million across all funds, with the general fund and Seattle Park District providing almost equal amounts and making up over 70% of the total budget. Moving to the chart on the top right, the 2026 proposed operating budget is about $272 million, 76% of our total budget. The general fund provides almost half of SPR's operating budget at 47%, followed by the Seattle Park District and Park Fund at 32% and 19% respectively. As a reminder, the Park Fund is where our earned revenues go to support a like amount of expenses. The table on the bottom right shows our 2026 proposed capital budget, which is about $88 million, supported by the Park District and real estate excise taxes. One quick note here, the total Park District budget shown does not include the approximately $7.6 million appropriated for Seattle Center to support waterfront operations, as this slide is intended to provide context for the Park District revenues within SPR's budget. As I mentioned in our overall budget presentation a few weeks ago, we believe public serving organizations work best when they are purpose-driven and guided by defining principles. As such, SPR has adopted a mission and organizational affirmations to drive our strategic direction and illuminate our commitment to be a shining park and recreation system for all residents and visitors. Hashtag Seattle Shines. These were front and centers as we developed our proposed budget and framed our 2026 budget priorities. With this in mind, you will find the same themes with the Park District changes as with the overall budget. A people-first budget that preserves critical services, programming, and our incredibly talented staff through a reprioritization of Park District resources and many other funding sources while maintaining the thoughtful investments in mayoral and city priorities. The slide you now see is a recap of the MPD changes I reviewed with you a few weeks ago. The key changes are on the right, and a visual of how those are represented in the Park District financial plan are on the left. As previously discussed, the proposed budget utilizes our most flexible funding source, the Park District, to sustain core programming and people. More specifically, the proposed budget includes a one-time realignment of Park District funding to cover $7.5 million of core services planned to be supported by the general fund in the 2026 endorsed budget. First, about $4.0 million is achieved by shifting planned debt service for 5 community center renovation projects from 2026 to 2027, bringing appropriation in line with project schedules. The 2026 endorsed budget assumed the issuance of $151 million in bond funding for the community center projects and related contingency, and therefore also assumed approximately $6.7 million in appropriation to cover related debt service. The proposed budget allocates $2.7 million directly to Green Lake Evans Pool to continue planning and design of the project in 2026. This approach is consistent with FAS practices to limit debt financing of the planning phase of projects. The remaining $4.0 million is being utilized for general fund savings, as all the other projects have sufficient funding for 2026. We also want to note that while not a 2026 budget item, the Park District financial plan now assumes an increase in bond funding for the Green Lake Evan Pools project to allow this project to proceed in one phase. This is primarily funded by reallocating debt services plan to support projects addressing unreinforced masonry. While the project funding is reallocated, SPR assessments of the URM inventory will continue, and we are in place to complete this work by the end of cycle 2. The remaining $3.5 million of general fund offset is supported by a one-time reallocation of Park District underspend generated by a lower than forecasted AWI retroactive payment last year, estimated by the CEO in the summer of 2022, coupled with a citywide hiring freeze savings. I want to point out that the proposed budget does not change the revenues assumed in the Cycle 2 financial plan. While the proposed funding swaps achieve general fund savings, they do not change the property taxes assumed during Cycle 2, which goes from 2023 to 2028. I'll also note here that the technical implementation of these funding swaps was done in the ground maintenance line of business, which you can see in the proposed financial plan on the right side of the slide. Finally, we have 2 budget-neutral technical changes in the proposed budget for 2026. Additional human resources and accounting staffing capacity funded by a true-up between the forecasted CPI assumptions in the endorsed budget and the actual CPI data, and right-sizing of the of the budget supporting the partnerships with FAS's animal control officers to help support off-leash area compliance in parks. This is a technical change only and does not impact service levels in any way. On November 21st, you'll be voting on the following 4 budget resolutions, including the resolutions that adopt the 2026 budget and establish the property tax collection for 2026. Karina, please feel free to chime in with any additional comments on this resolution.
Resolution 78 will set the meeting dates for the Park District Board in 2026. And those dates, there are 3 of them. They are Tuesday, June 16th, Tuesday, October 20, and Friday, November 20. These dates can be changed. I believe that all of the dates are being changed for this year. It's difficult to forecast 1 year in advance, but they do need to be scheduled with visibility in advance. And so that's what this resolution would accomplish.
And then in Resolution 75, the standard budget resolution adopting the annual Park District budget by BSL, including Attachment A, the Park District budget, by business lines of service, and Attachment B, the Park District financial plan. Resolution 76 will be the standard budget resolution, also referred to as the short property tax resolution, authorizing a property tax increase in 2026 per the adopted 6-year financial plan. And finally, Resolution 77, the standard budget resolution, also referred to as the long property tax resolution, which sets and approves the 2026 tax rate. The 2026 tax rate is 44 cents, yes, with the estimated homeowner impact at $389 annually. I'd like to thank the Seattle Park District taxpayers and the governing board for supporting a wide variety of park and recreational programs and services, and which has allowed us to come before you today with an overall budget package to meet the goals of the city. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that presentation. And central staff, want to jump to you all if you have anything else to add at all? No? Awesome. Thank you. Colleagues, I will pause here to see if you have any questions right now regarding the presentation or agenda or anything that you have on your mind. The distinguished gentleman from District 7, Councilmember Kettle.
Thank you, Board President Hollingsworth. Thank you, Superintendent Diaz and team, and to include our own central staff team. I just wanted to say thank you. A key piece here is the communication. Actually, I'll say in the public what I sent in an email to you just recently, along with Deputy Mayor Farrell. I'll start with that. Receiving input from community talking about David Rogers Park. You know, the incident where a tree was damaged and, you know, and Parks came in and cleaned it up, and the community was quite happy about that. So I just wanted to, I'll start with that because I was just reminded. And that kind of work, by the way, makes a big difference. It shows that Parks is on it, you know. It's like, hey, they didn't even have to wait for find it, fix it or anything. They're taking care of things. And that really makes a statement, so thank you. Also making a statement particularly with me is, you know, getting updates on the various projects, and it's all about keeping on schedule. And so today I received an update on the Queen Anne Community Center, and talking with an update on that and how things are still on track. And it kind of reflects, the reason why I raised my hand is because it reflects here with the various highlighted pieces related to the community center renovations and redevelopment, and then the debt services piece. Obviously, the Queen Anne Community Center is listed there. And that's really important because, you know, the community has these expectations like, oh, we're going to be on this timeline. This is when it's going to happen. And I think it's really important to keep it. So thank you for that update that I received this morning related to the community center, but in general, and to give that feedback about how important that is. So I appreciate you coming today for this board meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Councilmember Kettle. Oh, are people board members for this? Do I have to say board member?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, board member Kettle. I will get it proper. Board member Rivera.
Thank you, Board Chair Hollingsworth. Thank you, Superintendent Diaz and team for being here, and central staff. I have a quick question about a line item in the attachment B. And just the teen, now I've lost. This writing is very tiny from my old eyes. Teen programming. And what is included under teen programming, which I imagine includes teen nights. But can you talk a little bit more about that? This is something that I really care about, is something that Board Chair Hollingsworth also cares about. We've worked on this in the past. I really appreciate that you all have included teen night and ongoing teen night at the Magnuson Community Center, Magnuson Park Community Center. So can you talk a little bit about that, and what else is included beyond teen nights for teen programming? This is really huge across the city. Kids need safe places to go to be together and to go to get, be able to engage in positive activities. And so this is something like I said, I really care about.
Yeah, absolutely. Let Michelle answer.
Happy to answer that. So the teen programming, what we call detailed line of business, would cover the operations of our 3 teen life centers of Meadowbrook, Garfield, and Southwest, as well as late night services that happen at those facilities and the community centers that operate them as well, as you mentioned, and ranging from Van Asselt down south to Bitter Lake up north. So that would all be in there. And there's probably some other stuff that, like the teen musical and some other smaller programs that would also be in that line of business. I could get you more specifics. As a
Awesome.
follow-up.
Teen musicals, awesome. And so are the teen life centers, and anyone can any of the teens can go to any of the 3 life centers, correct?
Correct.
And I think that there's an opportunity here to do a little more outreach to let teens know where they can go if there isn't one in their neighborhood, that they're able to access a teen center in a different neighborhood. But thank you for continuing those teen nights, because those are really, really critical. I've talked to constituents that have really enjoyed the ability to have that at Magnuson, for instance, and I super appreciate that on behalf of the constituents and the teens in my district. So thank you. Thank you, Board Chair Hollingsworth.
Thank you. Thank you, board member Rivera. I'll pause here to see if there's any other comments about the presentation or updates or anything. I'll look left and right. I don't see any, just smiley faces. Okay. Well, thank you all. Let me just do one quick look on the screen, make sure I didn't miss anyone. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you all for the update. It's really good to get it. I know that I talk to you all the time behind the scenes, so I'm always updated about what's going on and the direction that we're going in, and very happy with the investments that we're making. And I know that it's a lot for us to meet a lot of timelines. There's construction, there's a lot of variables that come. There's government, government is like moving a big shipping thing out in the middle of the ocean, and we, just turning it and just watching it go slow. But I do appreciate all the work that our Parks Department does for our community, and also the major projects that we have coming online. Everyone's really excited about stuff coming online. So anyways, thank you all.
Thank you.
Easy peasy. All right, you all must be just swimming in budget stuff. That's why everyone's quiet right now, which is fine. Okay, I get it. And we all.
No.
Oh, I hear no. Was that councilmember? Was that board member Strauss?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Awesome. And everyone got a gold star today from Councilmember Rink. So thank you for that. First of all, it was only supposed to be for me, and then y'all started getting mad about the gold star, and so she passed it to everyone. I just want to put put that out there. Okay, so can we read item agenda number 2 into the record?
Agenda item 2, a public hearing to accept public comment on revenue sources for the 2026 operational and capital budget and a potential property tax increase in 2026.
Awesome, thank you. And as the presiding officer, I'm going to now open the public hearing. We will call on speakers in the order of registration, beginning with in-person speakers and then moving to remote speakers. The rules apply to the public comment period, also apply to the public hearing.
We have no public commenters for the public hearing today.
Awesome. That's not awesome, but great. Thank you. That's good to hear. So we don't have any last speaker. And so now the public hearing is now closed because there's none online as well.
Right.
Awesome. So if you all want to complain to me, you didn't come down to public hearing. So it's now closed. The Seattle Park District Board is scheduled to take action on adoption of the final 2026 Seattle Park District budget, and that's going to be November 21st. November 21st, 2025, we'll have our Seattle Park District Board meeting. Is there any more items for the good of the order? Great crowd. That concludes the meeting today. And if there's no further business, this board will adjourn. The next meeting is scheduled, is the Seattle Park District Board is scheduled to be held on, as I said, November 21st, 2025. I will take a point of privilege to thank our Seattle Mariners, who were phenomenal. So whoever's watching this, you all gave us a phenomenal run. We clap it up for our Mariners. You all gave us a phenomenal run. It's been a tough year for Seattle, obviously, with our Mariners just almost that close, the Oklahoma Thunder winning that crappy NBA championship. And it's been challenging, but I do believe we have hope in Seattle. And so thank you to the Mariners. You gave us a great season and looking forward. And we always still have the Storm. They always still come through.
Yes,
All right?
yes.
Thank you.
Seattle Storm.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.